this must Dances with Wolves Academy Award.
Dances with Beagles now. So.
You're the second person that said beagle today.
Yeah.
I did not know this. I'm learning more things about my character.
No, Snoopy's a beagle.
I didn't know that either.
We all learned something. That's why we're all here. That's all we're going to talk about is just what am I and what are some besides this costume? What are some of the highlights you guys have seen walking around the floor? Have you had a chance to walk around? Have you seen things?
I've seen some pretty great Arathians from our TV show. I saw Sukar and I saw Arissa.
I saw a really cool day tactile. It was really awesome.
So I don't know if you can really explain in words, but what does it feel like to see that kind of transcending into culture? The show is like, it's permeated. People are super fans when they start dressing up like you guys.
Yeah. Well, it always amazes me what a great job they do. I mean, they really get it down to a T. Their attention for detail is amazing.
Their costumes are better than our costumes.
Yeah. We should have them come and work on the show with us.
Yeah, and you guys just started production, right? Like you're midway through?
Season 2, yeah, we just started we're going into, Monday will be week 3, the third week.
So I know you, and I hate this question because I know you can't say anything, and it must kill you because you're at these things to talk about the show, but you can't really give us too much. But what can you say? And maybe you can answer this. Are you happy with where your characters go in season 2?
Yeah, that's very good. Well, this I can tell you.
Oh, you will not believe what he just said.
Don't tell anybody.
Snoopy's such a ham. What I would say is, without giving a spoiler away too much, is it's a very intricate and complex world that we've set up, and there are 7 alien species, and so there's a lot for the audience to kind of take on board. And I think we did a really good job in the first season of kind of giving this insight into this new world, and now we're completely turning the whole thing on its head.
Everything is just restarting.
We're throwing out all the tinsel and glitter and getting right down to the real tinsel and glitter this time.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
You were just talking about the backstory, the intricacy of, like, just even rereading stuff on the Wikipedia page today, of going through all the details to get to the point where the show is at now, like 30 years from now or whatever. How much research did you each put into that to get to put yourselves 30 years, like to even think that all that stuff has happened since then and now we're at this point? I don't even know if that was a question, but does anyone understand what I'm saying?
I have no idea what you're talking about, really.
No, see you later.
No, yeah, it's a lot for us to take on board, and I think that, you know, as an actor, you just try and focus on these great characters that you're playing and the relationships that they have. And actually, for me, I didn't fully get the show until I watched the first season because, you know,
so you did your scenes and you were just like, man,
it's such an ensemble show that, you know, I didn't have really many scenes with Graham or you know, the Arathians or whatever, and of course I read the scripts and I had an understanding, but it was like a pencil drawing, and now, you know, I've got an oil painting.
So now that you've seen season 1, you understand your characters better than when you acted the season?
I understood my character, but now I understand the whole world story. But what I will say is, you know, I'm playing an alien, and sometimes, you know, I'd make choices that I would want them to be interesting or different, and then, you know, I'd be 10 episodes in and think, oh God, I hope this choice is going to pay off and I'm not going to end up like it wasn't a terrible mistake. And now I feel like I can go further and I feel more confident, but I was a bit terrified at the end of the first season. I'm playing such a weirdo. I mean, Snoopy's got nothing on my character.
I like how Snoopy keeps coming into these interviews. I feel so dumb in this costume right now.
No, I wonder why Snoopy keeps on coming up. It's weird, isn't it?
It makes no. I'm still trying to figure that. Imagine I didn't know I was in this costume the whole time. That'd be the craziest thing. But it's okay. So now that we're on season 2 and you've lived with this character throughout the year, and it's what decisions did you make did you live with these characters in the off season to decide how to play them differently, or is it? My questions are just all the costume is throwing everything up.
But honestly, you're actually right. You know, they stay with you on a not always on a conscious, but also a subconscious level. And you know, you create these people, and it is really lovely thing to come back for a second season, isn't it? But to have a chance to have another go.
That I watched anyway, is you look at it and you go, oh, then you see what somebody else is doing, and you go, oh, that's really interesting. Then how could that apply to what I was doing? Because the only time Jamie said we ever seen one another is they're going this way and we're going to the set and they're coming from the set. But now it's when I watch what I did over the first season, it doesn't really make sense, just like life, you know. If we go back, if I went back 30 years ago and said, what was I doing now? And now here I am doing this, and I have something called an iPad. That's something I would never do, or never would have thought of back then. But now we have to project ourselves into the future and think, how would I really act to this situation? And how would our characters act to that situation? And it gets to the point where I don't think about that anymore. I just walk in and go, okay, this is the scenario that they've given me. This is what I have to work with today. And not worry about what's going to happen tomorrow or next episode or the next season, because I don't know. So it's more fun to not, I think it's more fun to go in blind and just do it. Do one episode at a time and watch it at the end of the year. And with the popcorn and everything, with the snow is coming down.
Yeah, you're given set of circumstances, or you're given set of circumstances, and you can only ever live within those. But it was lovely to watch everything that everyone else had done, and kind of it did enrich my inner world for sure.
She's creepy.
I know. I don't know where it comes from.
My little girl.
I'm gonna get totally creepy with Nicole this year.
Oh, yes.
And I'm gonna get pretty creepy with you too.
Spoilers.
Oh, well, it's not really much of a spoiler, is it? I just get creepy with everyone. I am just the creep queen.
We're all related now. We're in-laws.
Queen of creep.
I was just gonna let that keep going because I was saying, oh, we're done. That was good. You guys are just taking it. That was awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it.
I've always wanted to do that.
Oh, you?
Oh.
I'm in love.
Come out of here.